first sentence, I graduated with a PhD, dropped out of college, joined WFG to get an MBA. Meaning I graduated with a public high school diploma, dropped out of college, joined WFG to get a massive bank account. You know, here's the funny part. For a lot, that's actually the reason why we start, but that's not why we stay. And for a lot of us, that's the reason why we want to get started, because we want to make money for our family. We want to build wealth. We want to have financial security, but that's not really why we stay. If you think about all the greatest leaders in our organization, and we parade people, the thing about our gala is we parade, and you just saw Victor parade all the great milestones that we have as a company and all the high earners and all those things. We show you kind of the final product a lot of the times, but what it took to get there is what's the most important part. And I think that the most important thing of what it took to get there is showing up every day. And you'll find the commonality in every single one of these leaders today, that even how well they're doing, what I admire and respect about a good vast majority of our leadership in our company is that they still show up every day. So I kind of broke down show up in a few different areas for myself this morning so I can share with you. I think it's important, number one, we show up mentally. Most people think it starts physically. I think before anything happens physically, it happens mentally first. It all starts with the mind, it ends with our mindset. It starts with our level of thinking. And it ends with our level of thinking. You can tell a lot about how someone thinks based on how they talk, based on the type of actions they take. The other part of mentally showing up, especially in our business, just like any other business, I strongly believe you want to make it big, you have to be mentally tough. There is one thing. Eric Olson asked me about a year ago, we were in Ireland, we were having lunch, and he turns around and goes one by one at the table, and he turns around and goes, what would you say are 3 of your biggest strengths? And I immediately said, mental toughness. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. That's the story of every entrepreneur. Doesn't matter what they did. It's not the highs that define who you are. It's when you're low that defines who you are. And if it's how mentally strong, what your capacity and that toughness is, see, you come in here right now, you got butterflies, you feel all cozy, you feel all good, but the real world's going to punch you in the face when you get out of here. That's the reality of it. And it's not, listen, in the early side of your career, mental toughness is, oh, can you handle the objection and the appointments canceling and your recruit not getting licensed? That's the early part of the career. But later on, when you start getting some people together, you're going to start having some leaders develop, then you're going to start having some other challenges in your business. And no matter what stage of the business you're in, you're going to require mental toughness. No matter what it is. So one, I say you got to show up mentally. The thinking process and the mental toughness capacity. Here's the other part I think you got to show up on strong. Emotionally. Emotionally. Yeah, you feel good right now. When I think of emotional, showing up, I just think of one word. Discipline. We deal with humans. It is very easy to get triggered. Listen to what I'm saying. Yes, the word trigger. It's easy for someone to say something, do something, react a certain way in our business, on a Zoom, in a meeting, in an appointment, in a conversation. You get triggered. Emotional discipline will come in. Don't react. You're a leader. You're going to be a leader. I'm not talking to you of who you are right now, especially if you're new in here. I'm probably talking to you with a team of this size someday. How you carry yourself on that emotionally. Don't get too high in the highs, don't get too low in the lows. Have that emotional capacity and that discipline in there. Here's the next part I think you got to show up on real strong. Physically. Physically. And I'm talking all aspects. You go to your office, show up early. Stay late. You're on Zoom, show up early. Stay late. Be the first one on, last one to log off. That's no different. It applies. how you show up dressed up. Don't take offense to it. I just see how some of us come to this convention. I got inspired. I've been watching the show Suits.
Yeah.
Harvey Specter. Right? Something down in your head. I got really inspired by that. And I'm like, all right, I got to show up. But that's the part, physically. You're your brand. How do you package yourself? Do you understand we are all branding WFG in every conversation? Please brand my company well, because I promise you I will brand your company well. What you put on social media, what you do in your presentations, how you treat your people, how you talk to your people, respect them, love them, care for them. That's you showing up physically every day. By the way, you can't just show up when you feel good. You got to show up every day. In fact, you got to show up the day you don't feel like showing up. That's the most important day to show up. And the other part, which I think is the glue and the cement to all of this, you got to show up spiritually. There are going to be times, here's what it is, especially in the early parts of your career, there are going to be times you're going to lose faith. But here's the crazy part. Are you really losing faith in WFG and what we do for people? Because what we do is great. Or are you losing faith in yourself? People who believe in themselves, people who have others believing in them. Here's what I will tell you. I love what Todd did here. He said, stand up if you brought someone here to change your life. Those people believe in you. Someone believed in me. Forever, I am grateful for that. Here's what I also know. God would never put anything in front of you that He didn't know you could handle. We are all, here's what I know. I saw some people coming up here yesterday doing better than me, making more than me, and I just sat there and said, if God blessed them, He's definitely going to bless John and Mehrian also. You can do this. We can all do this, and I strongly believe we are getting started as a company. So hey, I wish I had more time. Let's have a great 2 days. Love you. I'll see you at the top. God bless you.